I don't know how he's doing it. He's
All right, welcome back, everyone. It looks like we've got a little bit of a lull period here, or an interruption between video presenters. So I thought I'd take this time to scratch the dog. No, I'm just kidding. It's all about microcars today. This is our 16th annual show. It's virtual due to worldly circumstances, and I'm looking out in my lot right now. I hope my Wi-Fi stays connected, but I've got a few cars here that I can show and fill in and talk about, and hopefully you guys can enjoy. Let's start off with the 1959 Vespa 400. You guys have probably seen this car around. It's not a true Vespa. Well, it is a Vespa, but it's got quite a few modifications, more so than I ever knew about. But it's a pretty cool car. It still has the French license plate on the front. I don't know what part of France it's from, or what part of France that license plate dictates it's from. I like it because it's cool, and I haven't been pulled over for it yet, so that's always great. I did get those whisker skewers not too long ago to kind of finish up the front end. You can see the chrome is peeling, and I kind of like that because it's sort of a rat rod. Let's walk around the car and just show you a few things. The original color for this Vespa was orange, so I painted the wheels orange as a tribute to that and left the rear deck lid orange. That is the original color. I guess they were painted on the docks as they arrived in the United States, is what I've heard, like outside as they were being offloaded. What makes this Vespa a little different is what's under the hood. Instead of the two-cylinder, two-stroke 400cc or 393cc, something like that. Obviously it's a Vespa 400, and the 400 stands for the engine displacement. This one has 1600 cc's. It's not super powerful. It's a dual port. It's super torquey, and that makes it really fun. And of course, it's pretty heavy off the arse end, so it does do wheelies. The torque tubes have been sectioned and narrowed, so the whole Volkswagen rear suspension fits underneath the car, and you can tell the wheel arches have been modified. 13-inch wheels on the back, 10s on the front, stock brakes on the front, Volkswagen brakes on the rear. It is 12 volt, of course. The engine bay has been cut up a little bit to make the engine fit. You'd think Volkswagen engines are very small, but even in this car is so small that this had to be spaced out so the pulleys didn't contact the back valance there, and of course the exhaust hangs out. I'd like to change all that. I've got some plans for this car. I don't know that it'll stay Volkswagen powered. Someday, as they say, it is a project. I have put a new top on it. It didn't have a top at all. I've weather stripped the windows, and I put seat covers in it. The seats have been modified and pushed back, as well as the pedal cluster has been modified and pushed back. That's a Volkswagen pedal cluster. You can see the master cylinder there. Normally the pedals would be up against the front firewall. That slot right there is where the brake pedal would come out. So everything's been shifted back, which actually helps it do wheelies even better, which isn't really my thing, but it's got a leather steering wheel and a Uga horn. Minuscule gauges, in fact no gauges at all. The entire gauge cluster has been removed, as well as the glove box, and filled in. It's a pretty fun car to drive. Like I said, it's torquey. It's not super fast, super powerful. I'll go ahead and turn it on for you. Underneath here is, when you turn the key on, you can see the lights for the generator and for the oil pressure. And the gas tank is in the back seat. Let's turn it on for you. Oh, let's give her a little gas. Old Volkswagen engine is really reliable. I've upgraded the ignition system to electronic and put an MSD coil on it, and tune the carburetor. I think it's 40 horsepower. Which is a lot for a little car like this. All right, that gives you a nice little overview of our 1959 Vespa 400 hot rod. If it's okay with you, we're going to move on to the next car. This is a 1970 Honda N600. I don't think I've ever brought it to any shows. It has a pretty unique top. I don't know if you can see this. It is a vinyl top with swirls in it, and to protect it, I clear coated it and I put sparkles in it. It's not sunny out today. In fact, it's sprinkling rain right now. But on a sunny day, the sparkles shine and it has a prism effect. It's pretty cool. Let's walk around this car a little bit. It has the coupe wheels, which are painted House of Color gold. They really stand out. It has a dent in the door. Don't look at that. Someday it's going to get a nice paint job. I've lowered the front 3 inches, and I've put a really custom dual exhaust on it, which I'll start up for you here in a minute. It needs some new taillights. I've got that taped on. It needs a new interior and it needs a paint job, and it needs an owner that can probably take better care of it, but I try my best. The original color of the car was yellow, and it has a paintbrush job on it. I kind of saved this car from I don't know what the demise was, but the owners wanted to get rid of it, and I said I'd take it. I think I paid $100 for it, and I was able to get it running a few weeks later. Let's take a look under the hood. Let's see if I can actually do this with one hand. Oh. Okay, hold on here. There we go. And I think I can do it if I find the right. There, got it. Okay, so the hood is open. And you are looking at a 598cc 4-stroke overhead cam 2-cylinder air-cooled engine. If you're not familiar with these, the grill area is open to the air, and there's a fan behind the engine that's connected by a belt, sort of like a Corvair, runs off the crankshaft and bends around, and the fan pulls air through the front like a motorcycle would. It is 28 horsepower, 25 horsepower, I believe. 4-speed transmission that shares the same case, and it has a 32 millimeter carburetor, I believe. This is the old carburetor, old style carburetor, original, which are hard to find. I really enjoy driving this car. It's actually pretty sporty. I've put sway bar bushings on it, which is the same as a radius rod for this thing, and it has the Yokohama 008 tires, and it's lowered, and also has the dual exhaust, so it's got pretty good torque. It's really fun to sport around in. I should check my time. I don't want to take away from any other presenters. I know that I kind of drag on about the cars, but I'm just interjecting here so that we don't have interruptions. And I think I may have overshot my time limit, so I'm going to click off and leave you with this. It has kind of stopped raining so hard, so I wanted to get out and show a couple cars in the yard. I'll finish up a little later between other presenters. Thank you for watching. This is the 16th annual microcar show, which this year is virtual.